Zach Abeyta.
What's up, my guy?
Dude, it's good to see you.
Always great to see you, brother.
It's been a while, so I'm glad we got to do this again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we catch each other some shows here and there, but it's been a while since we got to sit down. So yeah, for sure.
It's been fucking busy, man. I mean, I know you're on the road all the time. I mean, you're killing it, dude.
The last few months have probably been some of my busiest travel months ever, especially definitely in the last year or so. I'm here for a little bit. After you travel that much, you got to kind of recenter for a while, especially when you're still kind of trying to pay bills at the same time.
Yeah.
So the traveling's been good, but it's nice to breathe for a second. And I don't think I have an out-of-towner for at least a month. So
well, I was going to ask, too, how do you go about, I mean, getting on the road in general, it's not easy. It's quite challenging. And so how are you going about getting on the road in the first place and then strategically doing it to where you're balancing the cost, how much you're getting paid, and like you said, I mean, we had this conversation privately too, where it's like I still got to pay the bills.
I know. I gotta pause for a second. I love your sweater, bro.
Oh,
how come it looks like it's still being put together?
Okay, yeah.
What's up? I dig it, but it threw me off. It threw me off for a second with the layers.
Yeah,
I thought you had a poncho on top of a crew neck.
I found this at Walmart 2 days ago for $20.
Yeah,
and I was like, I really have an oversized crew neck.
Oh yeah,
that's light.
You look like the flyest dude at Plato's Closet right now. You do. All the best sonnets. I don't even know what a sonnet is, but you know some good sonnets.
That's the creative writing degree from UNM. Don't let him tell you he doesn't know what a fucking sonnet is, all right? I'm the college dropout. He made it.
It is what it is. No, I have to show you love. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good hitting the road, bro. But it's also been good to see how much the homies have been on the road. From you, can you hear me? He just walked away. The disrespect with this guy. Where's my camera? Is my camera? The disrespect with this guy walking away as soon as I try to give him a little bit of love, huh? A little bit.
But thank you.
Seeing the homies be on the road. You, Tyler, Jake, everybody sees they're really been taking off. Josh has been real busy on the road, whether he's doing shows or whatever he's up to in Vegas. Let's not ask. Okay, how are you paying for that trip?
I think he's got a very special arrangement.
Yeah, exactly.
and we all watch and observe, and we applaud, and we say good job.
He's working for that fry bread out there, but it is what it is.
If he can afford them, wear those condoms, and you'll be okay.
Yep. Yeah, but it's been dope. It's been busy, man, lately. Yeah. Trying to get back at the monthly. Was glad to have you on Marble Show. You did awesome.
It was good, man.
Yeah, flipping that sometimes is especially this month, I only have a 3-week flip. So to flip,
promote?
Exactly. So it's to flip a show in 3 weeks it just feels like I just barely did the last one. So that's the biggest thing. I feel like it's almost harder to come up with the creativity and the promotion than it is your act sometimes.
Yeah.
So learning how to do all that. Luckily, if you have a little bit of help, whether it's a team of comedians or the venue does a good job, hopefully a little of both.
Yeah, I never realized how much of an ask it was for a venue to promote their own fucking show.
It is not. Isn't it crazy? You think people would want people to be in their establishments?
Like Marvel does a good job. Clearly,
they do great.
Right? They do a good job. I don't know if Evan's still over there, but if he is,
I know he's a part of the team, and that's and you see it when somebody's good at promotion, it pays off, and
they do a great job. But it's because I don't. Well, that's not true. I know what's worse. It's you have I've worked with two categories of people, or two categories of venues, and that's why I love Two Cranes so much. I want to hold on to them as much as I can. I'm so glad that AJ found that fucking place. But it's either you have a venue that expects you to do all the work, and they expect you to do all the marketing for the show. They put all of it onto you, and it's they really couldn't care less whether or not it happens, or they try to promote the show, but they have no idea how to do it. And in the process, it seems like they almost ruin their own social media engagement. So they get no pushes, no whatever. And then it's there's that, and then they kind of share a thing too, because I ran into this with venues that I won't name, where they'll promise up front, we'll do ads, we'll run this, that,
I'm naming every venue.
Yeah.
I'm naming them all. No one's safe right now.
They never fucking do.
No, I feel you.
Improvised Intelligence is sponsored by the amazing people over at Chop Chili. If you've been a long time listener to the podcast, you know that this is my favorite brand of chili here in New Mexico. Pretty much put it on every meal that I can. They've got red chili, green chili. My personal favorite is this blend of the red and the green. I think this stuff is phenomenal. They also have frozen bags of green chili that you can order directly from their website at chopchilico.com. You can also find them in stores around the state of New Mexico at Sprouts, Albertsons, Farmers Country Market, John Brooks, Keller's Farm Store, Lowe's Market. And you can also find them in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Hobbs, Gallup, Tucumcari. And for all my friends in Texas, they are in El Paso. Again, chopchilico.com. Go get yourself some amazing chili. Now back to the podcast.
You learn so much as what you want as like not only a comedian but like a show producer of your venue, from like the layout of the room, the audio, just where the bar is. Do you have a separate room, or is it just like one room where the bar and the restrooms are all there? And it's kind of like you figure out so much venue to venue. Because I started with Canteen Brewery, which I was very lucky that they were like super supportive, and those were a really fun run of shows. I think I was
Green Jeans?
No,
over there.
Canteen off like not too far from here actually, like Aztec and Comanche, like in this industrial by the original La Cumbre.
Oh,
okay.
No
They're like
shit.
Yeah, and we had the cool stage. It was a outdoor patio stage, but it was like an enclosed patio, so it was like indoor outdoor vibes. Me and Maverick started it this has to be 8 years ago.
He has mentioned that to me. Yeah.
It was really fun because we hosted it together, and I'd never have done a show like that since. But it goes to show you that some people, you just have like crazy chemistry on stage. Yeah. That's something me and Maverick learned early, is that we worked really good on stage or on camera. Like even when we were doing promos, like I was going through old clips, just like looking for. Sometimes you take so many videos, you're like, all right, I know there's a gem I haven't used. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I found this old promo of me and Maverick that it's so funny. I think I might just post it as a reel, but we were at UNM promoting, and he's like, oh, my old stomping grounds. I'm like, you didn't even go to college. He's like, no, I partied here a lot. And I'm like, no, I went to school here. And he's like, yeah, when like it was the black and white classes, like in videos, and are just like, it's funny. I miss that dude a lot, bro. And it's when you find someone you work well with, like roll with that. But yeah, the venue alone. But then I went to so many venues. I've done casinos. I did the Cities of Gold casino and out of Santa Fe, which I learned so much. It was a really big room. It was like a ballroom, like a bingo ballroom, big high ceilings, lights on. But we made it work until we didn't. And then I've done a show in the Plaza of Santa Fe for a few months. I had a cool little room, but it was small room, pillars were oddly placed, so it was hard to seat the audience in like a real prime position. Of course, dry heat for years, which was great because it was really nice to be able to like attach the name to a comedy club, especially with local comedians.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up dry heat, dude. As I've grown like through stand up, with all of the issues that I have with it, I am growing to. I am appreciating more and more what dry heat was.
Exactly, definitely. I mean, the only hiccup was the no alcohol, and that's when you see like, okay, that's when you see like, I need a venue that has alcohol and maybe even food. Like when
dry heat was so good.
It was so cool. So just you learn so much as you go, and luckily I'm super psyched at this point. I've moved to be working with Marble, which I consider Albuquerque's premier brewery. That's the first brewery I ever went to when I was 21, fucking 15 years ago. I remember it was like so chill, like brewery. It wasn't like the brewery scene was like starting to pop off. It wasn't like as crazy trendy.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to use that word. It was just like more low key. And I remember I took my dog when she was a puppy, and I would like let her off the leash on Marble, the patio, and she would just roam around because there was just like a couple people chilling. Now it's like a nightclub, which is great. It goes to show you how much they've grown.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to have my show attached to a really good local brand name that also cares about quality Albuquerque community, which is all the stuff I care about, my comedy. So right now I can't find a better mix. It's been great. Last year we did the collaboration with Own the Day over there, and to just bring all your friends together in a venue and all your talents together is like so dope.
When it makes sense, and it flows right.
And now we have the clubs, which is like its own thing too. But when you're there, it's a good time. So
and so that kind of really falls into what I was asking too. So how do you, outside of just being on the road and balancing that with because for you stand up is real life, like that is your that is your real life. How are you how are you finding the time management to get all of this done and then have the budgetary, like, did you have to teach yourself all of this, like time management,
exactly.
budget management?
Exactly. I mean, I started out the gate spending it gave me the reps I needed, but I remember going and spending like $500+ to go to an open mic in Durango because I booked like a nice room and brought my lady, and you make a weekend out of it. But then you're like, oh damn, I spent like the X amount of money to go to an open mic.
Yeah.
And then you start to like realize, like you said, once it becomes a life and you're paying bills off jokes, you have to realize when the juice is worth a squeeze, and you're like, okay, well, does the money even make sense? Like, learning how to say no is so hard in comedy, because when you first start, all you want to do is get booked and get booked, and then once you get booked in town, you want to get booked out of town and at the club or whatever it is. And at first, you don't realize that you'll sacrifice so much just to do the show. You'll go do an out of town show for $50, and it's a 10-hour drive.
I'm doing that in 2 months.
But we've all done it.
Or a month and a half.
We've all freaking done it. And I think this is the first time I've gotten to the point where now, like, I'm getting offers, but if it just doesn't make sense, I'm just like, no, I can't do that at this point. And I don't want to say I'm holding back on any opportunities, because if it was, I would take it, right? If there was an opportunity attached to it, the pay maybe is not as important. But like, I just got asked to do a Don't Tell in Tucson, which was dope. Headline a Don't Tell in Tucson. Super cool. I love the Don't Tells. I've gotten a headline some Denver ones and the in-town ones and stuff like that, but the pay, $75.
What?
And Tucson's a 6-hour drive. So it's just like, you can't make stuff like that work. You know what I mean?
That does not sound right. Because I'm not going to out anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. Everybody's...
Yeah, Jake has told me some numbers of the in-town
and everybody's
stuff.
Budget's different,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so... But, so... And sometimes when I get corporate gigs, I'll, just make sure... Not only that, like, the juice is worth the squeeze, but that's, like... That I'm able to bring someone, or, all the stuff's properly set up. So it sucks. At this point right now, I did have a pretty good day job that was kind of holding me down. But, things always change. So right now I'm looking for some other type of day gig to kind of hold down the funds. That way I could reinvest comedy money in a comedy, into merch, traveling. Because right now I'm putting comedy money right to bills. And it's just like, oh, that's rent, that's car payment, that's whatever it may be. You know what I mean? That's Noah's OnlyFans subscription. You know what I mean? Because that's he charges a lot, dude. It's good, though.
You heard it here.
You heard it here. So, yeah, it's been a grind, but I'm really enjoying it. You know what's funny? I just got I've been looking for just random day gigs, and I just applied for probably the silliest, weirdest gig I've ever thought of that I think I'd be great for. It's called Science Heroes. And you basically, do you remember like the science day where you'd go and see like, but somebody would come and do like a performance, and it would be like experiments and like really wacky shit.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what I applied for. So I'd go like school to school.
And like totally do that.
Dude, the audition was so silly. Like I
had to audition for it?
Yeah, I had to send in a video, and it was so goofy. And it's like act out every action, be over the top. It's for 5 to 12-year-olds. So I just was like the most ultimate goofy version, to the point where I was like, there's no way they're going to accept this. And without like less than a day, they're like, hey, can we Zoom video you? I was like, so you might catch me.
No shit.
Might be on my booking list, some day gigs.
That's fucking, I mean, dude, that would, honestly, if I had more of your personality, I wouldn't mind doing that. Because you're a lot more outgoing and like very.
I haven't taught class as a kid, but I taught breakdancing a couple years to kids.
Okay,
probably about
sure.
2 or 3 years, and even taught dance to people with special needs.
Okay,
and that was like probably one of the most fulfilling things I've ever been a part of.
Sure.
Always wanted to do something again to give, like, I don't want to say give back to the special needs, but provide some kind of normal entertainment to special needs that they don't get. Like I've always wanted to do a stand-up show for people with special needs. I just know there's like so much that would be to it, but it's something I've really like always wanted to put together.
What was the foundation that you worked with? Was it last year before?
Oh,
last?
the Grief Center.
Yeah,
they were really great. I mean, I didn't even know about that place until they kind of reached out to me. I don't even know how they found me through you never know. A person I did a radio interview was like a connection. But yeah, they are a local company that offers guidance to anybody grieving the loss of somebody. It could be like family member, loved one. And the really like part that intrigued me is that they started doing this with children. and it's like in like every age group, it's so thoughtful. They'll have like 5 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 13. And then there was another place that did it for adults, and they combined them. And they offer all these like for free services. And I mean, if you ever lost someone, you know how hard it could be. You know what I mean? Everybody grieves a little bit differently. So that was a fun comedy show. We had to be clean, which is always another task, putting together a group of Albuquerque comedians to do a clean hour.
When you're done, I have a note on that. Yeah. That's. I don't even want to say about it. No, yeah. Actually, we're gonna take a quick pause. I think I know what's making the noise. Yeah. So, because like I was telling you a couple of days ago, we had to reschedule because literally so they came around the unit. Because it's just one giant unit, and then there's like small individual ones per whatever. And of course, mine didn't work. Yeah. So they had to like. Took like a week and a half to fix it, and so I was staying at my girl's place every night because it was like 98 in this bitch.
And for those that don't know, I don't know this is my camera.
Yeah,
Noah's in the hood. This is a nice looking studio. It looks like we're in Uptown. It looks like we're in Santa Fe. You know what I mean right now? No, we're in the hood. I got here. There was a guy outside carrying an air fryer, and not the little one. Like he was carrying it like a boom box, like one of those 80s boom boxes.
You know, I will say this. So right across, you came around this way. So if you leave going that way, there's this like white Star Wars looking building, and I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's like a halfway house, like rehab thing exclusively for men, and those dudes will like just wander the fucking whatever.
Yeah,
nicest guys I've ever met.
That is so funny.
Some of the nicest guys. Anyway, so clean material. So I without going into the inner baseball about it, but I've found myself in a position where I've had to submit a squeaky clean tape to Hyenas.
Okay.
And so when I did the Best of Albuquerque this past Sunday, I was only doing like 7 minutes, but I had to do my thought process was like, okay, I can either just do my normal set, just truncate it, but like do a normal set that I know is all the way through, but it's dirty, or I can move some things around and change a little bit, make it clean, squeaky clean, and hope for the best. And thankfully, my jokes still I don't have like the dirtiest shit in the world, but there is some things that aren't considered PG-13. And just staying on track for 7 minutes completely clean. I've never done that before. And I was just like, fuck, this sucks.
So you had to take out the baby Sill bit. He has this bit about baby Sills where he goes boating. Let's not talk about it.
Well, I had to take out...
That's Noah, though, for you.
I had to take out my pedophile jokes.
Okay.
About men fucking in prison. I legitimately had to stop. And I love that joke. It's a brand new one. I don't think I did it at your show. Because you had me go because you had me go up first. Well, you had me go up first, and I was like, well, I'm not going to hit
You probably did because you gauge that audience. Like that Marble East Side room, I mean, it is a little bit more like East Side. It's not as like Bruqueño as like the...
Yeah.
It's funny because I still get that Bruqueño like audience that I would get like downtown when I was like there, but it mixed with like the Northeast Heights.
Yeah.
So I'll literally like, there's this one dude that's been loving coming to the show, like face and neck tattoos, and he brings this girl, and it's like literally like a group of 6 like white people next to him, like all older my middle school teachers came. Were you at that one, or were you at this one?
Yeah.
My middle school teachers came. Yep. So I don't know. I do like that we get like a real, definitely diverse part of what like Albuquerque, but I like that it's in a part of town too where like people don't feel like... That's the one thing about downtown. Not everybody's trying to go downtown.
No, most people are not trying to go downtown.
Exactly. And when you have to go into that, so it's nice to be like, oh, it's on this part of town or wherever it may be.
So one thing I did want to ask you, because we're kind of talking about clean material. So not that you're squeaky clean.
No, I resonated when you said that. I'm not squeaky clean either.
But you're not exactly like...
I'm definitely not dirty. I'm not blue, dude. Yeah, I'm not that guy. Like,
was that a conscious decision? Because you're not...
No, bro,
because you're good at what you do, but you're not...
Thank you for asking that. I almost feel like there's even like... The more that I've do my comedy, the more I get feedback... I almost feel like there's even this tiniest bit of like wholesomeness to my comedy. And
I'd agree with that.
And the way that I talk about my family and growing up in New Mexico, there's a lot of pretty wild jabs in there. Yeah. That, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm like this fucking super sweet comedian or something like that.
You make it for the hometown.
Yeah, and I make it for a connection.
Yeah.
I want people to connect to it, to relate to it, whether it is my hometown or not, or I'm trying to relate to somebody where I grew up and how they grew up. I got off stage a long time ago, and I remember like, what's gonna make somebody remember you? And it's like you gotta tell them about you, and you have to like make it hit. It's not gonna be that I don't want to say political because I know that's what you're great at. But it's gonna be. It's not gonna be like that current topic joke. Yeah. It's gonna be something about you that they learned that stuck with them.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what I'm good at, so I stuck more there. And when it comes to like my crowd work, like you said, I'm not dirty, but I feel like. Mulkey told me this once, and it struck a chord with me. He's like, when you're killing in crowd work, he's like, it's almost like you're like flirting with the audience. And it made sense because then I started realizing how I interact. Like I'm really playful and silly. And even before I roast someone, like I really build them up first. And just like, just who I really want, like am a person. I love being a silly person. I know that's not who I am all the time, but
right.
See that? You see that? That's real silly shit. Anyway, but
that is who you are on stage, and it works.
And I had enough friends to like feel like when me like Josh plays the other card very well. Like Josh does blue comedy very well.
Yeah.
And so when we grew, came up together, it would work. So we would hit like two sides of the card. Right. And Josh told me one time, and it also resonated with me. He's like, you don't need to do blue comedy. He's the difference that between me and you. He's like, I could be on stage and talk about like talking to a couple and be talking to a guy about like having sex with his girlfriend, and he'll laugh. He's like, if you do that, it's not funny. And I just knew exactly. He didn't have to explain anymore. He didn't have to say anymore. I knew exactly. It hit well. I was like, and so right. Having the other day I got off at Casadas, and this guy came up to me. He's like, I really liked how you talked about your family. He's like, that made me feel really good. He's like, I needed to hear it. He was almost like choking up. He's like, but I needed to hear that tonight. He's like, that really made me feel good. And when I get compliments like that, it means so much. I'm a very bring the room together comedian, and not divide the room, not roast one person and make them feel shitty so everybody else laughs. Even when I do a lot of crowd work, and even when I roast people, I always call it honey roasting. Right. Because like I said, I like to build people up, get the room on your side, and then you could kind of throw out some jokes. But if I just come on a podcast and be like, look at this guy's fucking shirt. Right. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Which is exactly what I did.
But if you do that, what I mean? you just stand on a stage and start talking shit. Well, that's the other thing too, though, is that some people just have the personality where they can just start talking shit, but they have the likability factor, or they just have built the fan base to where people understand that's what they're going to get when they go to the shows. I mean, it's funny you bring up the guy coming up to after the show. I remember I was doing a show at the Block, and there were some people from a breast cancer. Oh, cool. Like a breast cancer foundation or something like that, and they were having a meeting at the Block, and they like had like dinner and drinks, and they went up to watch the comedy show after. There was like a few of them. And I showed up to the show late as fuck. Like I showed up and then got on. Like that was my whatever. And I didn't know who they were, and I started kind of picking at them a little bit, and I walked my way into, to make this be funny, I have to poke fun at the breast cancer shit now. Shit. So thankfully I made it funny. And afterwards, the lady who like runs the organization came up to me and she handed me that. She's like, "Yeah, we love comedy shows, but once people find out that we're this kind of organization, they're really afraid to make any jokes about it. But like you did it well, so I just want to say thank you." And it's like, okay,
such a good example.
That's where
That's such a good example of like slightly stepping out of your comfort zone will teach you so much. Anytime, and I've told buddies this, like when you step out of your comfort zone and do weird comedy shows and. Going back to saying now that I'm like, I have to, make money, all the stuff that I've done in the past and some of the odd things that I still do have always grown me as a person and as a comedian so much. I remember I was really nervous I got asked to headline the owner of Sidewinder Bar's birthday. They were doing a variety show. Sidewinders here is like the gay bar, right? Well renowned. And it was really cool to the comedy scene because if you remember when pandemic was like starting to open up, they were the first place that one of the very first places that let us do open mics. Oh, and they were letting us go twice a week. So that's where a lot of comedians probably right before you started really. And so interesting. The owner was doing like a variety show, and it was like a lot of burlesque and drag, and I think I was like the only comedian, and I was like headlining it. And I remember. Like I said, like I'm gonna do a lot of crowd work and I'm real playful, and I remember being nervous to be myself and do that because I didn't want to offend anyone. And like I just want to offend like everybody, you know what I mean? Like I'm already coming in as a straight guy, as a headliner, like straight white guy or Latino, you know what I mean? Right. Just whatever. Like, and so it's like I was just so nervous, and I remember I started like as the night progressed, I started looking around and I was like, okay, they're a little bit more chill, and I started doing like wild crowd work, and they were like so into it. It was one of the times that I was like, okay, get out of your head and grow from the weird experiences. So every time I like, oh, this show's not going to be that fun, or there's only a few people here, like I'm always my worst enemy, and then I end up having a blast. So yeah, grow from those weird things. Yeah. There's one thing I wanted to say, and I called you, but I wanted to tell you on the pod, super congratulations on how well some of your clips have been doing, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's not easy. The content stuff's a roller coaster.
It's gay.
Sometimes you could put 3 hours into editing a clip, and it gets nothing, and it sucks because it affects your like well-being so much. You're like, or the way you think about your comedy, or this is definitely for me in the past. And so the fact that I told you this on the phone, but like great way of sticking to what you like to talk about in the way you like to talk about it, edited the way you like to talk about. You weren't like, oh, I'm going to do this TikTok trend. Like you stuck to your guns, and one of your videos just happened to hit.
Thanks, man.
And you know what I mean? And like, the reason I applaud that, because like I said, that's like, I'm not a political guy, man. Like I'll watch some of your clips just to understand, like, see what the fuck's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like not that guy, dude. I'm like, so, you know, just like you, I'm such into other things, you know, and so, but but politics ain't one of them. So I'll listen to some comedians that I'm like, okay, they're good at talking about this. So great job at sticking to your guns. Hopefully it will continue to succeed.
Thanks,
and
man.
Just keep working on it, bro. The edits are great.
Thanks.
And people don't realize how hard that part is of it, right?
Well, I would say the hardest part about it, and it is a form of editing, so you are correct. It's condensing whatever your idea is. First of all, it's getting it while people are still talking about it. And it's truncating it down to under 60 seconds.
Yeah.
You have to do, like, in my opinion, you have to do it.
I even say, like, every time you could chop that in half, your success rate's going to be better. I say under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Truly, I say under, even the clip I posted today, I had like 2 more bits to it that I thought were funny. Yeah. But it just took it too long. Like, and I was like, you know what? 22 seconds is better.
Yeah.
And because people's attention spans are so short, the algorithm cares about the weirdest, most specific thing, which viewer completion is so important. Yeah. Like how much of the video did they watch before they tuned out and scrolled through? So your chances, if you have a 5-second video, your chances of somebody not only watching it once but a few times is way higher than if you have a 1.5-minute video.
Right. And it's funny I'm glad you brought that up, because it's translated in a weird way to my joke writing, because when I'm thinking about posting something on Instagram, I guess now follow me on TikTok, I guess
all of them.
But when I'm posting on Instagram, I'm like, okay, why am I posting this? Like, what's funny about it? Okay, that's funny. Get there. Just don't cut the bullshit out. Cut the nonsense. Because exactly what you're saying. You need to have high replayability. You need viewer completion.
And it's just even so much more. Like, I think I post still a lot of what I think is funny, but then I started like adapting so much more to like, I think people look at potentially hundreds to maybe thousands of videos a day if they're doom scrolling.
Yep.
They'll like a few. They may share a couple. They may only follow one person, if that, a day. So I always say, what is gonna spark that feeling in them to be like, I gotta share this, or I gotta follow this person, more than just liking the video or thinking it's funny and scroll through. Like, what's gonna get them to stick around? Yeah. And so it, it's
what do you think that is for you? What do you think, because you've been posting content for a while, you've built a following, and where I am trying to do my best to try to figure this out, is what you're doing is you've built the following in your hometown. For some reason, 20% of my following's in India. So what's up, India?
But you know what? Pros and cons, because it's like, I can sell tickets here, but I can't sell tickets anywhere else. You know what I mean?
I'd like to sell tickets here.
But you know what? And this is exactly what, like, comparison is a thief of joy situation. Because it's like, I'm the same thing. I'm like, I wish I could get views. Like, I love my New Mexico love, but it's like, at this point where my career's at, I need to get views other places so I could get booked other places.
Right.
And so.
So what do you think your audience is? If you're
it's
looking,
definitely a New Mexico audience. The algorithm just loves when I fucking say anything with New Mexico or Albuquerque off the bat, or it's just I think some form of nostalgism. Like there's always like, oh, I forgot about that. That's on stage and in my videos. I really like to entice that feeling, like, oh, I forgot about, like, there's something about that feeling that feels so good, or like bringing up something from your childhood, or just some, kind of dormant memory that, you kind of forgot about. So I think if I can mix that with the local stuff, but to be honest with you, I really wish I could really hit in some of the other areas, which I've tried, is like growing up in the, 90s, 2000s content, gym content, even just my stand-up clips. Like, sometimes there'll be so many duds, and then I'll get like one that'll do good, and then I just go through a patch of duds again.
What I thought was interesting was I was listening to Matt Rife. He was on Shannon Sharp's podcast, and he was talking.
Dude, my mom will send me Matt Rife clips, and it's like, I like Matt Rife. I think he's like, I love the way he does his act and stuff and his crowd work. But I don't know why it's like, it makes me mad for 2 seconds. I'm like, are you sending me other comedians?
Yeah, right. It's like, I know he's more famous than me. I know.
Yeah, he's more famous, more good looking. He's got hair. Yeah, he's got it going on, dude. All right, I'm hanging on for dear life over here.
But he was telling this story about how he was having issues on TikTok. And I bring this up only because I wonder how much it translates to other social media platforms. He was having issues on TikTok. He had an actual TikTok person, like a rep that he was speaking with. And the rep just straight up told him, like, yeah, we just don't push stand-up anymore.
I've heard that recently too.
Like, that was the big thing at the time, and you helped spearhead that, but now we just don't push it, so your stand-up clips aren't going to go that great. We're not going to show it to your audience. You need to and they literally told him you need to do a TikTok dance to reach your audience. So it's like, okay, well, if that's what TikTok is, and that's their mindset, I wonder what it is with like with Meta and like YouTube, and then now that I'll try to like use not so much insider baseball and politics, but like now that the Ellisons have bought TikTok and they're very much pro-Israeli, pro-IDF, what kept me from getting back on TikTok for so long was because my Epstein stuff was blown up on Meta. I heard from all my friends that if you post stuff about Epstein, you post stuff about Trump on TikTok, it just gets fucking downplayed. They'll strike your account. They'll blah, 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 blah. So I'm kind of just teetering in the waters there. But, if you build an audience and you're trying to the reason I bring all this up, you build an audience around, like for you, it's, all the New Mexico, the Albuquerque content, the nostalgic parts of, growing up here. But at the end of the day, you're a stand-up comedian, and you want your clips of comedy to do well. You're like, okay, well, I figure if I'm just doing this, it's going well. Can't my stand? Like, nope, keeps going down. And I will say that, like, I'm finding that the algorithm does pigeonhole.
Yeah,
it pigeonholes you quick. And
it's hard because I do think the best creators are one that just find like they'll almost like just redo the same video over and over, and some of them kill it. Like right now, there's a girl on TikTok, you might not see her, they're super funny, but it's like. You're dating the Gen Z girl with no personality, or you ordered a coffee from the Gen Z girl and she like starts off and she just does like the
and she
like
plays the character.
She just plays the character, but all her videos kind of, it's almost like there's a lot, like Trevor Wallace kind of did that for a long time. Going back to other content, like video game content, like there's a guy that just makes Smash Bros content, specifically Smash Bros content, or whatever it may be. So I think it just sucks. I don't want to just I want to make generally funny content, but that's like only so many creators that really hit that mix, and they find like such a good. There was like the Asian girl last year who she did so many funny ones, and half of them were not even like her talking. It was like there was like one of her like hanging on the door and like her boyfriend's hoodie. And she had one where she was like taking pictures with my man, and it's like the mannequin. She had a couple other like ones are probably, but yeah, there's the Tony with some guy. He has the long hair with the beard. His last name's the V, and he does a lot of like selfie face. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not the best on my TikTok guys, but these people like find a lane and they really stick to it. And so I'm trying to find that without it only being New Mexico content, which I love making, but I wish some of my more general, just Latino comedy stuff would hit.
Right.
Like I said, the gym stuff, the video game stuff, the nostalgic stuff.
Right.
But right now, it's a crapshoot.
Because he's kind of just looking outside in. I mean, I just want to get your opinion on where you are in your career right now. Is growing the social media really the thing? Because I feel like because I try to think ahead, right?
Okay.
I try to think like, okay, well, I know that I want to do this full time.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I want to make a career of doing stand up, doing the podcast, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that you have to make your own career now.
Of course. I
Right?
100%
You
believe in that
have
path
to,
too. Yeah.
like, if you even want to, these days, if you want to think about getting a manager, getting a whatever, even if you're able to, like, become a door guy or a regular at a major club, whatever club that is in whatever city, you still need to have your own social media following. Like, that's kind of, it is a non-negotiable these days, because that's when people start messing with you and whatever. So when I look at the trajectory of a career, there are some people that are like, 1 to 3 years in, they have those videos that go boom.
Exactly.
And then they get the 6-figure followers. Now they're in comedy clubs, whatever.
But they're also not stage ready.
Right, exactly.
And you see that
Right.
in a lot of different ways, whether that's like they bring a lot of comedians to fill the time or
they just don't even do stand-up. They just do a gimmick.
but it's also one of the things where it's like such a yin and yang too, which like even if some people I've seen that blow up really quickly aren't stage ready, if their fans are just so into them, dude, it is like they're just performing for their fans at that point. And I've seen that a few times, and luckily I've seen a little bit of both, where like it wasn't the best on stage act, but I've also seen some like really good on stage acts with like diehard fans.
Yeah.
And
So my point bringing all this up is, so you have that, but then you have the people that go the more traditional route of stand-up. They're going to open mics, do their own, blah, 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 blah. And then there's this, like, period of time. It's like they are able to be a traveling feature, traveling headliner. Like, they have the ability to do it, but the exposure isn't there. You know what I mean? How do you bridge that gap? You know what I mean?
bro, you really gotta like.
Because you have to. Maybe it's just how my brain works, but you have to solve the problem.
I think so too, because I'm such a like quality person where I don't want the following just to get the following, and like I want to provide a good show no matter what.
Right.
So I agree, and I think a lot of it is you see the people that take the traditional route are too stubborn and proud to go, like, people don't do the homework. Like, it's so much. Yes, you have to perform and get on stage. It's the most important thing. There's nothing that's going to replace the reps of being on stage in front of a live audience. But now it's so different that it was like you said, if you do want this to be more than a hobby and any type of career or lifestyle, you have to go with whatever the trends is, how people will find you. People have to find you. Back in the day, it was a very simple way of getting on the late night show. That's how it was like such a simple ladder.
Funny how we think of that as simple today. I mean, back then it was
exactly
the magic claw has to come get me.
Well, because the funnel was so much tighter, right? There was only like one outlet. Where now it's like you can see now the tools in your hands, so you could grow your own fan base and following, which I think is something every comedian should be working on. Like, if you could grow on stage and be finding your voice and what you want to be telling people, not only on stage but through that phone and through your content. I think it's so important. I see a lot of buddies of mine that have like they're too perfectionist, and I was there for too. I don't want to post a clip because like it's not good enough, or I don't know what I want to talk about. It's like just start talking about something. And you'll find it. And
it's fucking corny and it's cringe and it's gay until it's not.
Yeah.
Until it's not.
But it's one of those things where it's like not every great comedian is a great promoter, is a great content creator. You very rarely find someone that could juggle all the tasks. And I think those people that can juggle the tasks are the ones that are a little bit more successful, the ones that maybe have a little bit more tenacity to get the places they need to go to succeed, and are willing to adhere to the different, like, I don't want to say like the trends, but the different forms of media that are currently taking place for people to find you, right? You can't just be stuck on like, well, I only want to do TV, or I only want to do, people will find me on like whatever, maybe the radio, internet, newspaper. I think if you have all those forms, especially
if you're using the newspaper, you're kind of fucked.
You know, that's funny that you say that, because I write for the paper now. If I've done it for like probably about 8 months now, I've gotten booked from that.
No shit.
But you would never think. I would never think. It's the thing that I think people find me from the least. And yeah, so.
Well, shout out the Albuquerque Journal.
Yeah, shout out to Albuquerque Journal. Find my article out this Friday in the humor column. So, I heard this one little tip too. Like, when you're like 7 forms of community, right? If you could have like 7 taps in your local community, when to be a sponsor, the venue you work with, somebody's merch that you wear that promotes you, 7 ways to link to your community. You'll get more successful in your like local network. All these like little things that I try to implement. I know, let's go back, where we're going back to was like, but like comedians not wanting to put out the content they need to be. Like now it's podcasting is like, I feel like streaming is already on the next end of what podcasting was.
Yes.
And
correct.
or what radio was, which was
correct.
What pay-per-views was. What, you know what I mean? Like,
I think podcasting and streaming will run simultaneous.
Yeah.
But I think what streaming is going to take over for the most part. I mean, you're always going to have like flagrant Theo Von, Are You Garbage, like the more comedic based podcasts, but because of how much emphasis podcasts have now been put onto politics, or maybe vice versa, the comedic side of podcasts is now moving to Kick.
Okay.
Moving to streaming. I think that's the way it's going. Because people still want to laugh.
Definitely.
But now it's like, we trust Theo Von and Dave Smith more than we do the legacy media.
Yeah.
So people are going a lot more to that. And then, I mean, Tucker Carlson took over at least the right wing side of podcasting after he left Fox. So it's like, I think podcasting has had so much politics imposed upon it, right? That the funny of that has now moved to streaming. But I think they're going to move simultaneously. But I see your point, and you're completely right.
I think there's also like
completely
two
right.
ways you could go about content too, and like people have way more success in one than the other, but I think the other just feels so much more better and organic because it is. But you have the loud creators, right? The rage bait, the click bait, the people that are just screaming in every clip, the crazy stuff, right? Like the Diamond Gym, the Bradley Martin gym stuff. But then like we'll keep it even on that gym. Then you have the other end, which I feel blew up even in a crazier way, which is like the genuosity of like a Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
Who wasn't loud and crazy. It was like people loved that long form conversation.
Yeah.
Like I got really into it too. You know what I mean? Where I watched both forms of content. Another form would be just like that loud, crazy streamer stuff, like the Neon, the Jack Doherty.
Which I can't fucking stand.
I can't stand it.
But that's not for us.
But it's like train wreck shit, right? It's a train wreck effect. Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a train wreck. 36. That's not even talk about it.
But that's for like.
But yeah, it's like it's almost so
16
crazy.
to
You can't,
20.
It's like so wild you can't look away. You know what I mean? But then you also have like a comedian like Theo, who I think grew such a interesting following because he was so genuine to his followers. They fell in love with him because of it.
Correct.
And so I'm really trying to find like how can I continue to be genuine and put my voice out there and get a connection like that versus just being loud and clickbaity and trendy.
Well, I think you've already answered your own question because I get it because I mean especially like with the shit that I've been putting out, I don't want to be the fucking idiot yelling into a camera. Because the way I see it is, if I want to start raising my voice and getting upset, that's why I have a podcast. That's why I've been trying my best to do a live one every Saturday mornings. But like the long form stuff to where I can explain myself and I can get to my point of view and talk about what I want to talk about. That's why I have this. But on the phone, on specifically Instagram, my page does say comedian. And if I'm not making people laugh, I don't want to be preachy.
Well, you know what's the funny thing about a comedian? I've heard this like talked about before, but like when you're a comedian with hobbies outside of comedy, whether it be video games, weightlift, whatever it could be, fucking, if you are like too serious about your hobby and you're a comedian, people like find it like cringy.
Yeah.
Like you always have to add some
You have to add
area
comedy.
yes, you do. It's just like our gift and our curse.
You have to.
You know what I mean? And I've definitely noticed that. Like it's so hard for me to post anything with like an air of seriousness to it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
But it's because I don't want to be the guy yelling into a phone. But then at the same time, I think you've answered your own question where it's like, okay, well, just if you only do things around what you actually want to talk about, I think the authenticity comes through.
Yeah.
If you get to a point where you're actively thinking about, is this genuine enough? I think you've lost the plot. You know what I mean? Exactly. I think it's like, well, then why are you doing this then? Just drop it.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't know. But I agree. I mean, I would love, actually, that's not true. In theory, I would love to, like, just talk about, like, comic books and superheroes all the time. That's what I know a lot about. But I tried that for, like, 3 hours. Like, I was maybe 8 months into doing the podcast. Very early on, I immediately loved doing this. So I was like, I want to, like, this is fun. I should do a comic book channel. And I filmed like 2 videos, and I was like, this is gay. I hate turning because I see where this is going.
Well, then
and
you
I'm
also
turning
see the
my
people that do it well, like a comic explained or somebody like that, and they're like, the fucking editing, the fucking like how you get so lost in the sauce.
Well,
like,
it's that yes, that was my second point actually, but that is also like I'm turning my hobby, that my outlet that I use to turn my brain off and enjoy something, I'm now turning that into work.
I try to do the same thing with sneaker videos. Like I was trying to make like these funny sneaker like sneaker unboxing videos, and I still think there's like something there, but it just wasn't working. And like I said, I was taking this thing that I'm like passionate about, and I was getting super frustrated trying to make a video that I wasn't enjoying, and like that's the thing about a video too, is like the more you edit it and listen to it, you could have a video you think's hilarious at first.
And it just becomes monotonous.
Oh, dude, if I hear my voice 100 times, I'm like, this fucking sucks. Like, I'm like, you start to hate it immediately. Like, it's such a there's a couple other things that I do want to talk about because we're on into some of the same stuff. So, scary movies, what have you been into lately?
Yeah, well,
last year, what have you liked?
I was going to ask you what you're getting into outside of comedy. So, horror movies.
There's been some good stuff in the last year.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Okay, so actually, I just got it in the mail because I watched it on streaming end of last year. Do you watch the VHS series?
You know, that's a series I haven't gotten into.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
There's one, it's like VHS Viral. That one's not very good. But the other
going
ones
back
are great.
to YouTubers, there's this one. When I want like a scary movie hack, I think it's Found Flicks. But this guy does amazing scary movie. And he'll like rock you through a whole movie in like 20 to 30 minutes. So sometimes if there's a movie I don't think might be like worth a full sit down, I'll listen. So I know I've listened to one of the VHS reviews. But
so VHS Halloween came out last year. That was really good. Just got that on Blu-ray. That's
more indie though. That series don't come out in theaters and stuff.
No, right? That's it's all in Shudder.
Some Peacock shit.
Yeah,
so Shudder. Okay.
Yeah. And then what's another horror? I feel like there's another horror movie that I watched recently I really liked. Why am I spacing right now? Okay, it wasn't really it's not it's more body horror, but they remade Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage. That was pretty good.
Okay,
I watched that.
Didn't know that one.
I liked that one a lot. It came out like a year and a half, 2 years ago, but Smile 2, that was surprisingly good.
You know what, dude? I love the Smile movies. Hate the endings. Both movies, I hated the endings.
Really?
I need to exactly remember why, but it was just like such a. It was just like I hate putting in so much work with the protagonist and they just die at the end and it's like everything in that movie was for nothing. And that's what I feel like the Smiles are like. This protagonist goes through all the spoiler, but then they just fucking both die at the end. And I guess it's like both of them sets up the next movie. Like the second one set it up, so now a bunch of people are fucking cursed.
Yeah,
I think I hate getting so connected to a protagonist that almost feels like dies for no reason.
I see what you're saying. But on the flip side of it, the reason I don't like
I did like them, and I thought they were scary, and they creep me out, which I'm so numb to scary movies now. Not a lot do. That one it was freaky. Like the Smiles are freaky.
The ending of the second one I didn't like because I don't like it when small movies go big.
Yes, yeah.
That's a bit weird for me. But I like the ending of the first one because I like an ending. I like an ending where nobody wins because then that's life. Sometimes in life, nobody wins.
Remember, this is like a deep cut, not a new one. There's an old. It was an old like POV, not like I guess found footage style, but it's called Quarantine.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And they go into a building and they got to section it off.
Yep.
And then same thing. They go through this whole building. It's such a dope story. Like this whole building and like they literally can't even go outside because like shoot like people are there to shoot at anything coming out.
Yep.
And then they get all the way to the top and it's like the scientists that turn like and then he just kill like and then everyone's just dead. And I'm just like fuck.
So have you seen the original?
I didn't even know there was an original.
So that's a remake of I want to say the original one came out of Spain, and it's called Wreck.
Okay.
And it's a whole series. I've only seen the first one, but the original Wreck is very good. Found footage, POV type stuff, and it's very good. If it's on Amazon, I think to watch.
Found footage really one that I saw for the first time somewhat recently was really good. Was the Paris Catacomb one.
As Above, So Below?
Yes. I like that one.
Maybe I need to rewatch it.
I don't remember. I don't want to look back because I can't remember. I can't give it a crazy good rating, but I remember enjoying watching.
Everyone that I've talked about that movie has liked it. I didn't.
It wasn't
my thing. I maybe need to rewatch it.
Let's go back to some because there are some recent ones that I really fucked with. The Weapons.
Yeah, solid.
And the prequel to Weapons, which Barbarian, and they're not connected, but
the first one the guy made.
Same guy.
Yeah, Barbarian was good.
And the fact that guy comes from the comedy world.
Yeah.
And he's making the Barbarian was amazing.
What do you think that trend is? Because there's Jordan Peele, that came from comedy, goes into horror. Zach Kreger's
like comedians, we have so much darkness in us, bro. We have so much pain. We're afraid. We. It's funny because it's like we get on stage. We want to say we're so brave because we get on stage and we're like say all this crazy stuff and get immediate reactions for people. But I think it's like we do it because we're afraid of so much stuff too. And
I just wonder if it's all the fucked up thoughts
it's all
comedians
that, right?
don't say on stage.
Yeah,
they kind of
all that.
throw away.
Being a great storyteller, right? A lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought Weapons was so good.
Yeah.
I love when, not all movies do this well, but when it's like different character POVs and then they all like tie together.
The interconnecting
moments
stories
will overlap, and I love that. One I really liked that I think it was not even too many people even knew about was a Good Boy.
I want to see that.
Was it good? I loved it. But I'm also a dog lover. So if you're a dog lover and a scary movie lover, that one's 100%
because that's the horror movie through the POV.
It's so cool.
Okay.
There's nothing I've ever seen like it. It's 100% through the POV of the dog. It's a great story. The dog legit seems like it's acting. It's like crazy. The whole I've never been. This is why I like this scary movie. I've never been more. Remember I was talking about like being invested to the protagonist.
Yeah.
I've never been more invested in a protagonist because it's like a dog. Like any other scary movie, like if the main character gets possessed, you're like into it, but you're like, whatever. Like I hope he gets out of it.
Yeah.
But you are like, do not lay a fucking hand on this dog. Like not a hair. So you're so invested in the dog, not like, and even no spoiler alerts, but it's such a great movie. It's heartfelt. And it's different. And at the end, they give this like cool little video of how it took him like over 3 years to shoot the movie. It's his like dog actually.
No shit.
And and he plays like they have a couple body doubles, but he does all the narrating for it's such a cool. That one was very different, and that's a Shudder one too.
Okay.
Because I got the T-shirt. That's how I was into it. Is I watched the movie and I was like, I gotta buy the shirt now.
There's another indie one that's really good. It's from Argentina. Well, there's two actually that come to mind. I think so. There's one called The Coffee Table, and I believe that's from Spain as well. Right? No, it's from Mexico. That's from Mexico. The Coffee Table. And it's a quick watch. It's like 80 or 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's about a couple and something really bad happens involving a coffee table in the first 20 minutes. And then the rest of the movie is one spouse hiding the event from the other.
Oh, wow.
While family members are visiting.
Okay.
And it is one of the most gut-wrenching, anxiety, like
I have to look into that. That's
dude,
a weird one.
It's
suspense,
so
out
good.
of hand. Yeah,
so that was really good. And one that came out of Argentina a couple years ago, Where Evil. Let me look it up. It's like Where Evil Lurks or When Evil Lurks.
Sounds familiar.
It's.
I enjoyed some of the bigger titles this last year, but I can't really remember them. Like I remember I enjoyed the newest.
When Evil Lurks. I just, if you have Hulu or something like that, you have like it's a must watch. It's basically like it's like a virus movie. Like there's a virus going around that really explain what's going on, and it turns into some wacky shit. And it's what I love about it is it's these people, and I mean this movie, Coffee Table, the VHS movies to varying degrees of efficacy. It's people with that have a small budget, but they love their craft so clearly.
Bro, so the bigger titles, I remember, I'm not too harsh of a movie critic, but I did enjoy the newest Conjuring, even though I don't really remember it. I don't know why it didn't stick with me.
Didn't watch it.
But I remember kind of enjoying Return of Silent Hill. Just because I had
I heard it was dog shit.
Yeah, it was. It was like compared, but I still remember like it was.
It's like
I don't remember walking out of the theater being like disappointed.
It's like, did you have fun?
But I don't even remember it. So that's also saying something too, right? Yeah. But my favorite, which the way they did it and came out with it in 2 parts in less than a year, they took so many chances. It was so different, but it was probably I might say it's my favorite one up there with like Weapons and Good Boy because it was just so different. Might be my favorite was the newest 28 Years Later. The parts one. Dude, they were I could see
you enjoyed those, huh?
And I feel like I could see people not. They took such a weird artsy direction.
It's very British.
And
It's a very British movie.
I've always low key liked British shit though, dog.
So you like Train Spotting?
I liked like Snatch growing up, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I also like the comedy guys that did like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, Edgar Wright.
I low key liked a lot of like British. So I don't know what it is. I like the weird artsy direction they took to it. And then part 2 made it just like all come together. Yeah, Bone Temple was dope.
I hated 28 Years Later. Okay, that's not true. I loved the first act of that, of them setting up like where the outbreak happens with the church involved, and then I loved them setting up the community and Aaron Taylor Johnson's character with his son. I loved the first act. I was like, oh, this is like. My God.
This guy's just such a guy's guy. As soon as the mom comes in the picture, he's like, get more dad-son shit. And as soon as the mom with cancer comes in the picture,
it wasn't even that.
Out. No, I'm just kidding. I remember thinking this. It was same at first.
It was just weird, and I didn't. I just didn't.
I like weird shit.
I just didn't enjoy this. I think the issue was like it was shot pretty well.
It was shot great.
It wasn't like
you have to give it that.
Yeah,
it was shot great. It looked great visually.
Yeah. Visually, it was great, but just technically speaking, nothing wrong with it. But I just didn't like the story.
Okay.
Personally, I just didn't really like. There was nothing there that really.
Okay, so let me take over where Noah's stopping because the story does take a different turn, but a dope turn. Because he realizes his dad ain't shit. Is what he realizes. Right. His dad ain't the dude he looked up to.
Dad's cheating.
Yeah,
right.
But he's not even just cheating. He's like trying to get him to grow up too fast, cheating, letting his dying mom just kind of rot in bed and not really like doing anything about it. It's a lot of. It's not just the cheating shit was kind of like the thorn that. And then I tripped out. I'm like, oh my God, he's taking his mom who's like. Not only you don't realize at first she has cancer, kind of seems like maybe she has some kind of dementia or like
you think she's crazy.
She's out of it.
She's out of it. You know what I mean? But the tumor is what's making her. You don't exactly
what's going on. And I'm like, oh my God, this kid's so dumb. He's taking his like sick mom into the zombie. Like it's hard to be on board with him right away. And then the scene that got me back is when they're sleeping. And then he wakes up and the zombie's dead, and the mom acts like she kind of doesn't know what's going on. But then it flashes in the middle of the night she killed the zombie. Right. And it's just like such a like that mother, like her mother instinct still being there. Were so many things that pulled me back, and like the story with the doctor I thought was like odd but beautiful. Like there was some weird creepy sense of calmingness to it.
Like the dude lost his mind.
He was
it's like
dope.
It's like it broke him into sanity almost.
And then the ending. I was very divided. Like I thought half of me I thought it was cool. Like half of me thought it was
Power
cool,
Rangers.
But I liked how it tied back the beginning because at first until then I thought that boy was the kid from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so I was like, oh, this kid's been through some crazy shit. I didn't realize it's a different boy.
So you missed the title where it said 28 years later?
I guess, yeah, bro. I guess I missed some of it. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. What I mean?
Yeah. But anyway, but it made sense why it was so animated and over the top because the kid's last memory was all he knows is like Power Rangers. He just knowed being a kid up until that point,
right?
Where it was like chaos. So the fact that he has all of his followers like so animated, it was like a full zombie scene mixed with like a fighting scene out of Power Rangers. Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
But then where they took all those things in Bone Temple and they like fully wrapped up all these storylines. With the doctor and the alpha zombie, with the boy, with the crazy bro, how he got involved with the fucking
Jimmy's.
I thought Bone Temple was so fucking cool.
I enjoyed the Bone Temple so much more than the first one.
Yeah. But you have to have that first one to enjoy the Bone Temple. How are you going to enjoy the Bone Temple without any of that?
I don't think the first movie has to be as weird. Here's my thing.
This comes from like a super straight, like forward guy and a super weird artsy guy that likes like some weird artsy. Well,
because like I enjoy art house.
But how many zombie movies are there?
Right. No, I agree. No,
and nobody remembers 28 weeks later because it wasn't different.
Which is a damn travesty.
But that's what I'm saying.
Travesty.
But that's because they didn't. But 28 years later did it right.
You know what's funny about that? I would make an amendment to what you just said. People remember 28 weeks later, but the first scene only, because that's the only one that has the same DNA as the first movie.
But that's the thing is that you got to remember 28 days later changed.
Right.
I always say that's the movie that changed zombie movies and also
it revitalized it.
brought the zombie. Not only changed zombie movies, but it brought the zombie craze.
It did.
Because it was the first time you saw fast, aggressive zombies.
Yes.
And I remember as a kid, that shit was terrifying.
Yes.
Because before that, it was like brains.
Right.
That was a zombie.
It was the George Romero.
All up until that movie.
And then you got into the late 80s and the 90s where it was like Return of the Living Dead, which were
and the
black
dude, I forgot
comedies
the actor's name, but he just did such a fucking...
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy did
such...
Oh, and then so I don't even care because this is spoiler central, but how they wrap up Bone Temple and finally bring him back.
Yes.
Bro.
I was very happy with that.
They really did that one right.
I was very happy with that. But what I was going to say, though, is, I think this is enhanced by the ending of Bone Temple, if they would have just toned down the weird a little bit on 28 years later so it wasn't as divisive, because the drop-off in money or in revenue from years in Bone Temple was something like 65%. And so now I think it's in the air whether or not they're going to do the third movie when they've set it up. So. When they've set it up so perfectly.
Do it.
I hope so.
But I think I get what you're saying.
I really hope so.
I think the second one kept around like the real, like if you're a real horror movie fan or a fan of that that film, that world or whatever, the 28 Days world, you're gonna stick around just because you got to.
I just remember it making like no money, dude, and I was sad because I was like, this deserves a third movie.
Oh yeah.
And also I'm biased because I lived through the Zack Snyder stuff and that never got completed, so I'm like, let these people finish their stuff. But like, you need to do a third fucking movie. Let's see if they do any updates. Yeah. So the budget for Bone Temple was 63 million, and it only made 58.5. So that's not good. Let's see.
Unfortunately, that is what drives what's going to continue the story. But
so it looks like as of this past December, they are moving forward with it. So that's good. Good.
I think they have to. They have to take another shot with it.
And the moment they show that Cillian Murphy's in the third one, money.
But it just money. I really do like. I could see why you didn't like the weird shit. I love weird shit, so I fucking loved the little bit of artsiness. I thought it was so different. I thought you have to take chances, and sometimes, bro, especially with like a deadbeat genre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because there's like three different kinds of Walking Dead.
And even though it was weird, it was what 28 years later holds true to of let's change the genre again.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, I completely agree. It just wasn't for me, but I completely agree.
And so but I think all those chances paid off with how good. And you got to look at it like, okay, that was never really a standalone movie. This is definitely a movie in two parts.
Yes.
Like,
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that is definitely not.
Which is why they filmed it like back to back.
Oh, I mean, it was the second, and the fact that the second one was released less than a year than the first one. I mean, nobody's releasing sequels. That's also dope. Yeah. Nobody's releasing sequels that close to each other.
Yes.
So it gave you the story. You didn't have to wait years to see why that weird ending from the first one was like that.
Right. The closest one to that were the last two Avengers, but even then, it's like those are such night and day. Like,
and then look
comparisons.
then look at the gaps. Between that one and we still haven't got one since Endgame.
Dude, that's a whole other story with Marvel. They fucked up so bad. Like they needed
them having to change the Kang Dynasty timeline. I think really gapped everything.
Yes, but I think they had issues before that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, like they just.
But I'm kind of happy. I wasn't really too psyched where the Kang stuff was going. I mean, I would have probably enjoyed it because, like I said, I'm not too harsh of a critic. But I think the Doom stuff is going to be funner.
We'll see. Everything I'm hearing and reading about it is that it's a mess, and they're like actively rewriting the script as they're shooting the movie, and they've already gone over budget.
I think I'm more excited for Spider-Man than I am the new Avengers.
Me too.
Yeah. It's just the story. It's such an easier storyline to be so invested.
Yeah.
As
they're finally doing what people have been asking since Spider-Man 2, like the original, like Tobey, street level Spider-Man, handling Peter Parker issues.
I love the Punisher's characters. Anytime I'm such a sucker for collaborations and character crossovers. Like, I'm such a sucker for that shit. I love it. Like even when they had Charlie Cox in there just for a second,
he's supposed to be in the new one too.
Yeah, I mean, it would only make sense if Punisher's in it. You know what I'm saying? So, but they've already shown him, so why they can't tease too much in a trailer. Right. You're so much more invested in his character, especially with like people forgetting him and all that. Then just like, I think the Avengers had such a like definite period on that. It's hard to like just pick that ball back up.
They should have taken like 5 years off to really, and I get that actors age and whatever, but like especially because after Endgame you had the pandemic, You had Chadwick Boseman pass away. You had a huge change in leadership at Disney that had a completely different directive, and they just needed to take a few years and just figure out where are we at with the X-Men? Where are we at with Fantastic Four? How do we redo all of this? Don't just force it all down the throat, and then it's She-Hulk and Miss Marvel.
Yeah, there's been a lot of misses. I didn't watch a lot of stuff. And some of the stuff that I feel like didn't get watched, I enjoyed the shit out of, like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was so
Which
good.
didn't get it, left on a great cliffhanger, didn't get a second season.
So good.
It was so good.
Did you watch Wonder Man?
Didn't watch Wonder Man.
But
that's recent, right?
It just came out.
That just came out.
So good.
It's good, okay.
Dude, I think me and my chick watched it all in one night. Night and a half, maybe. Because it only like 8 episodes, 30 to 40 minutes each. Just like that. Yeah. So good.
Love on the Spectrum?
No, I can't do reality shows.
Yeah, it's in, that's Marvel. They're marvelous.
I can't, dude.
I'm joking.
I will say this: I've watched Drewski's Could Have Been Love, dude. Have you seen that?
I wanted to say that before, though, because before I'm not as much of a DC. I know you're pretty both, and probably even a bigger DC guy, right? Would you say?
Most of the time.
Just as Batman's like your guy. Like
yeah,
your number one
most
guy.
of the time I'd say DC.
I didn't watch it for a long time. It actually took me 2 sits just because it was kind of long, and I fell asleep the first time. I really enjoyed the newest Batman, and I knew you were gonna say that. I didn't think I was gonna like him, bro. Yeah. I'm not like It's funny because I've never seen Twilight. My lady's addicted to this. Like she loves Twilight, but I've never, growing up, it was just like the Twilight guy.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. I thought he did. And to hear that they're not even going to let him do another one, I was...
Yeah, they're doing the second one.
Okay,
they're filming it
last time I heard news is that they were talking about already starting with a whole new Batman again.
So,
I'm like, dude, you're going to have one?
No, they're doing a trilogy. The new movie starts shooting next month.
I love how it was more...
Detective.
More detective, more true crime, less comic booky. Which I love the comic booky stuff. Those are the movies I saw as a kid, right? Like all the '90s ones, and like, you know what I mean? Like with Jim Carrey is freaking like, you know what I mean? The crazy, like, think of how cartoony those characters were to where how they are now. So I love both takes, but now where I'm at, I like the more. I thought it was cool.
I had a couple issues with Pattinson's Batman, but I will say this: that is like going into that movie because they kept saying it's more detective, more detective. I was like, okay, I want a couple of things, but probably the number one thing I wanted out of that movie is that if this is a Batman detective story, I want to see Batman pull out a flashlight. I have never seen that in a movie. I want him to use a flashlight.
Didn't he have a flashlight on his? He had
a flashlight in the Pattinson movie. I was like, okay,
sick.
They're watching or they're reading the comics and all that stuff, and they got and one thing they did that they don't really get right in the other movies, even with like with Affleck's version, is they got Batman's sense of humor right. Like that part where they're looking in the car and Gordon's trying to figure out what do you mean by thumb drive, and Batman pulls out the USB with the dismembered thumb.
Oh, yes.
Thumb drive.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's Batman's sense of humor.
I didn't think I was going to enjoy that much one as good. So I'm happy.
I hate his suit. I'll say that.
I can't remember it.
It's too armor. I don't like that. Okay. And then like the scene where he's walking down the hallway and they're shooting him up and the bullets are ricocheting.
Bro, nothing a little bit. Is it Val Kilmer's? No one will ever be better just because his had nipples.
See, that's the funny thing. You are completely correct. Everyone gives George Clooney shit for the nipples, but it started with Kilmer.
Okay, is it Kilmer that had nipples, and which one had Jordan 6s as his shoes? If you're a real Batman guy,
that's
It was one of those '90s ones. I know.
It's Clooney.
The black Jordan 6s as his shoes.
The Jordan, that was Michael Keaton.
That was Keaton. Okay.
That was Keaton.
So cool. As a sneaker guy and stuff, I'm just like, that's so.
There were a couple of shots in Batman Returns where for mobility issues they had to use sneakers instead of boots. I want to say it was Batman Returns. And they had to use the sneakers instead of the boots, and in a couple of frames, you can see the sneakers.
Yep. That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut for sure. That's crazy hot.
That's funny. Yeah. So
and, scary. And then last thing to wrap it up, scary games, because just like scary movies, I've been so into scary games. I know you super got into Resident Evil. I think that might be.
If it doesn't get nominated for Game of the Year, that's a real travesty.
That's probably my favorite PS5 game I've ever played, and maybe one of my favorite games ever. But I had the right lead up to it because I went on such a scary movie game kick for the last year plus, and it started with Dead. All right. Going back to all this horse shit. I was terrified of movies as a kid. I told you this, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't be in a room where someone was watching a scary movie or a game. I was that much of like a wimp. I remember in 7th grade, this this girl I liked in middle school, she had a birthday party and they had all the kids from the class over and she wanted to watch 13 Ghosts. It just dropped on movie. This so it like was fresh. Yeah. And I remember being so scared. I called my dad in the bathroom, like they're gonna watch a scary movie, and he's like, "Well, fucking toughen up, babe. You better watch that shit." Like same shit he would tell me now, dog.
Ain't no son of mine gonna be
so funny looking back now. I love 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
And I've always said I hope they make that into a series where they talk about all the ghosts, and I think they are. Anyway,
they should. They should.
But yeah, so it's like I hated it. Now it's my favorite genre. But growing up, so I didn't watch like any of the classics really. I didn't play any of the classic scary video games. So now with all the I'm loving it. So we played Dead Space Remake, Silent Hill 2, which was twisted.
I'm about halfway through that.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I'm not. That's why I don't want to spoil it for you. Yeah. We will talk about this when you're done.
Yes.
Because no scary game I've played has, and they have a bunch of endings. And when you play it, you're like, yo, this game's fucked up.
Yeah.
And so, Alan Wake 2, which I loved, super different.
Is that worth the
100%?
Okay. Did you play the first Alan Wake?
I didn't.
Okay, cool. That's what I like to hear. That's because I've never played any Alan Wake games.
Yeah, and I watched like a video to get some of the lore. It was so cool. I really enjoyed Alan Wake. Very different.
Okay.
Very worth it. When I downloaded though, it was like a free game though, so I took advantage of it. Nice. I have like the good little subscription.
Right,
anyway.
the PS Plus. Yeah.
So I take advantage of all the free games I can. But Alan Wake 2, and then my lady, she's really into games too, and she's like, you should really like try one of the Resident Evils. And I'm like, where the fuck do I start? There's so many of them. And she's like, well, every few games they kind of, change the storyline a bit. Yeah. She's like, I'd start at 7. She's like, I think that one was like really scary and kind of one of the newer. So that's where I started. It was at 7.
That's
super great.
Great suggestion.
It was the first time they went to the first person POV, super scary. So I played 7, 8, and right when I finished 8, 9 came out. So I just was like the perfect build up to it.
Have you played any of the remakes?
I haven't yet.
2, 3, 4?
I haven't yet.
You should.
Okay, so that's probably the next thing I'm going to do.
Especially because you said to do 7. What was important about 7 as well is they built a whole new game. They built the whole new RE engine to build all the games around. So the games feel so much better. Like Resident Evil, like the original, 2 and 3 is still the walk, turn, walk, turn. You know what I mean?
I hate the fixed camera angle.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
But 4 is where it revolutionized the over the shoulder. 3, I played that on the GameCube a lot. 5 is a lot more action, kind of corny. 6 is pretty much just action, really corny. And then 7 went back to the roots of horror, like you've seen. But then they took that engine and used it going forward. So they rebuilt 2, 3, 4. Okay. And if you can get them on sale, which they're always on sale, well worth it.
Okay, good to
know. Worth your time.
Yeah, I still got to. I got to keep playing them.
It'll enhance your experience of playing 9. Especially in Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, because I just had to watch so many YouTube videos of the lore and stuff to kind of get me to catch up. Because there's so much. Yeah, that's a deep one. It's so funny because I'll play right now, I have a funniest lineup. I always have a few games I'm playing, but I always have a scary game, whatever a game I feel like I'm missing out because it's something really good and new, and maybe some nostalgia shit. So right now I'm playing Reanimal.
Okay.
Which have you heard anything about this one? Same makers of Little Nightmares 1 and 2.
I love the first Little Nightmares.
So same vibe, different story, but it almost very the same animation feel. I've never played a game.
I have seen this.
I've never played a game that can mix scary and it sounds funny but cute so well.
Yeah.
The characters kind of look cute, but it's also mad creepy.
Right. Well, because I have the first Little Nightmares on PC, so.
Yeah. So I like that one. And it's a couch co-op, so if your lady's a gamer, that's a fun one to play.
Oh, and this just came out?
Yeah, just came out. It's a freshie.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm playing that, and then I'm playing the newest God of War, because I haven't played one since the original.
I gotta play through that too.
I haven't played since the original. Maybe I've only played probably the first 2 on PlayStation 2.
Right.
And so I would playing Ragnarok now. It's crazy good. So I've been into the gaming lately. That's
nice.
Shit.
Good, man. Well, if there's a multiplayer game that everyone sink your teeth into, I cannot recommend Helldivers enough.
Oh, love it. Love Helldivers too.
You play it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't gotten into it in a while, but I was on for a while. Me and Steph put me onto that game.
Yeah, me and Steph used to play a little bit too.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that one. And I thought I was going to enjoy it as much. And I bought it. It's probably one of the only games I bought and didn't really play. Arc Raiders.
Dude, so funny you say that. I just bought it. I bought it like maybe 3 months ago. I played like 3 games.
Me too.
I don't know why I can't I'm
just like, all I'm doing is looking for shit and then extracting. Helldivers, at least the missions felt so much funner.
Well, because Helldivers is like you're fighting aliens and they're like kicking you across the map.
Now I'm just like looking in fucking lockers and hoping. I
have gotten to some tense moments on Arc Raiders. My buddy, before the podcast, Evan, like we'll play League together. We'll play a little bit of Arc Raiders, and he's like showing me, okay, this is how you play the game.
My brother got really into it. Yeah, he got into it enough where it was fun, where you could understand the I think I was a sucker for such a good storyline. There's no, you just like extract shit.
Right.
You kind of build up your character, and I'm just like, got a little. So that was the only one I felt like I kind of wasted maybe a little bit of money on a game that a lot of people enjoyed.
Yeah.
It just
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
I think it was only a $40 game and not a 70.
Yeah, but I adore Resident Evil 9. It's because it's rare that
so good, dude.
It's rare that I'll buy a game at full price these days. Good. You know, it's like $70 is a lot, but it was worth it for that.
The storyline, the gameplay, the graphics. I took such a long break from gaming when I started comedy. Like I stopped when PlayStation 4 was like still in the early years, and I just was like so comedy. I would like touch a game every twice a year or something. You know what I mean? And then it wasn't. It's funny, but I got a Nintendo Switch. That's what brought me back. And then I got so into it that I got a PS5 for a gift. And then just now it's like the nostalgia is just, it's so different. Like with how good games are, and then it hits you with that nostalgia factor like you're a kid. It's just like nothing like it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, but where I was getting at is I took such a big break that graphics are so good now that every game I play, I'm like, gosh, this is like so fucking beautiful. This is so good. Look at the graphics, man. Look how good this looks. This looks good. Like I'm like such a geezer, bro. I'm just so impressed with like how good everything looks.
Well, I mean, if you've been playing since the old like PS4 era,
Kingdom Hearts 3 was like the last game I touched.
That's funny. But yeah, man, I try to find time to game when I can, but like just between doing this, stand up, trying to figure it all out, it's just and then work. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm lucky to get a game in once or twice a week. But
it's my wind down now. Like don't go out anymore. Ever since I haven't been drinking for 10 months now, so there's really no reason. If it's not the comedy show, I'm not out, bro. I'm at the age. I ain't drinking. I've done it before. I put in all the hangout reps that I feel like I need to, and if I do, I still will. But
well, I think it's a good habit. First of all, congratulations on 10 months.
It's a little something. It's a little something.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a week and a half off nicotine, so good job on 10 months.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like if you really do want to build the career out of comedy, you want to travel the country, hang out at comedy clubs, and God knows what after that. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good habit at the beginning stages to not just self-control, but just understand where pitfalls are in this career. 100%. And because I feel like it's because you've seen the original Captain America, right?
Oh yeah,
where they're telling
I could do this all day.
when they tell Captain America like, hey, the serum, it doesn't make you into a better soldier, it enhances what's already there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like
and that's what TRT does for Noah.
Bro, I miss it so much. But
it just enhances the person he really is.
I miss it so much. I miss needles in my ass. No, it's like, I think with money, career status, fame, I think all of that, all it does is enhance who you are inside. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get that shit right, at least on the habit wise, if you don't get it right at the beginning and you manage to get the career and the whatever, that's why I feel like that's a reason. There's a lot of other factors and variables, but that's why so many famous people have the mental breakdowns, have the addictions, have the sex scandals, have the drug issues, the whatever that leads into a not so great ending of the career.
Donut.
Well, you know what?
Whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
If that's your vice, that's your vice. But hey, overeating can get people too.
I quit drinking 10 months ago, but I've ate about over 100 Dubai chocolate bars. So everybody has their vice. And those things ain't cheap. You're spending the money you spend on a bottle.
Is that like $25,
it makes
$30?
No sense. It makes no sense. It's the dumbest purchase a person can make is a $20 chocolate bar. And I will eat that shit in 5 minutes. So, yeah, good job on the drinking, fat ass. if this content shit doesn't work out for Noah, we're just gonna start running Trend and become the new Trend twins.
Yeah, right.
And we're just gonna rage out in the Albuquerque streets.
I could have been great.
Just deadlifting lowriders on Sundays.
Well, listen, man, it's been good seeing you.
It's been great. I'm
great.
really proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
I've
Likewise.
always really enjoyed your presence and your energy, even
Thanks,
before
man.
you were like, when you were just coming and kind of seeing what you wanted to do with comedy. From the very first time I had you on the podcast, taking you to the casino and
That was fun.
having you on a few different shows, and to see where you've taken it, I'm very proud of you, bro.
Thank
I
you.
am very proud of you.
Thank you.
You're paving your own way. You have a passion for this, and it's evident. And can't wait to see where you take it.
Thank you, man. Well, I appreciate that. And I mean, same for you, dude. You're doing a lot of cool shit. You're on the road a ton. You're going out making a name for yourself. Like it's, like I heard you saying, I went and did, I feel so bad. Now I'm forgetting the podcast name, but I went and did Smart Talk podcast.
Okay, yeah.
And I saw you were on it. And you were talking about how now is the time for you to separate yourself from the pack, make your own. And I think you're doing a good job of that, dude.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
This is going to come out in about 3 weeks. Okay. Any upcoming dates? I mean, you have your monthly show.
Yep. So my monthly one, my next one will be end of May. So just look out at that. I'll be, behind El Rey the dumpster next Friday. Still working it. No, I don't think I have anything that's too pressing. I'm hosting the SE Cannabis Award show this weekend, so that already passed.
Cool.
Still fun to be able to do, dip into other communities, like I said. Headlining Don't Tell. I think it might drop before. So my show's April 17th. Headlining Don't Tell in Santa Fe the 18th. And then, just booking into March or May and June at this point. So.
Good shit. And where can people go? I mean, it'll be in the description, but where can people go to follow you, support you?
Yeah, pretty much Zach Abeyta comedy on everything. So, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Grindr,
Hey,
Indeed.
Man, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, freaking Fishers only.
Farmers only, too, yeah. All right, well, thank you, buddy.
Thank
This
you,
has been
bro.
a blast. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.